Wednesday, Wednesday, November the 5th, 2025. Welcome back to the Two Witnesses Live. It's that time for your daily Torment report. Let's get into this. We're going to jump straight into looking at our man, Donald Trump. He posted a lot today, more than he usually does. I thought there was an error on Truth Social, and there may be, but it looks like a lot of the posts are very similar, so we'll see how it goes. All right, starting off 21 hours ago, Republicans, and this is in yelling, Republicans, terminate the filibuster, get back to passing legislation and voter reform. President DJT. Yeah. Yep. Well, I hope they do pass it. Let's see, pass voter reform, voter ID, no mail-in ballots, save our Supreme Court from packing, no two-state addition, etc. Terminate the filibuster. And so it begins. All right, what do we got here? I don't think you guys can hear that. Let me know, can you hear that? I don't see the meter moving. Let me turn this up, see if that works.
Now is at an all-time low. And no one trusts the press. Do you think it would help them if they would give a little and say, yay, cleaned up D.C., it looks great. The homeless are gone, the streets are cleaner, there's less crime. Is it their inability to just give a little bit is what makes everybody just
still no sound?
This garbage?
They have a hard time with that, but the reality of it is this guy's going to keep winning over and over and over.
Still no sound? Let me know if there's still no sound. Oh, yeah, sound. All right, yeah. I see it. I see the meter. So usually when I see the meter, that's a pretty good indication that there's sound. Let's rewind it a little bit.
Is it their inability to just give a little bit is what makes everybody just not buy this garbage?
They have a hard time with that, but the reality of it is this guy's going to keep winning over and over and over again, and it's going to upset them even more. You got enemies that are wanting to do business with them. You got him flying, working harder than anybody else. I keep saying this. I dare anybody right now measure how hard they're working, and this man is 79 years old, about to be 80 years old next year in 2026. They're envious. They're jealous. It's already been proven. He's been vindicated. History books are going to favor this guy. One day in the next 10, 20, 30 years, we're going to be sitting in a movie theater watching a movie of his or a show on Netflix that's going to come out in 10 series. The amount of stories they're going to show of what this man was able to do. Many kids are going to grow up saying, I want to grow up to be like Donald Trump. Obama, this is the worst way to finish up your legacy. You came off your 2 terms. You were supposed to be Black Jesus. Everyone's turned against you. You guys have to pay people like Beyonce and all these other guys to come perform for you. Trump is going after protecting folks in Nigeria. Nicki Minaj is coming saying thank you to President Trump. Trump didn't pay Nicki Minaj for a thank you. They have a hard time winning their own people over. Trump is winning their people over, and this is driving them insane.
It is. It is absolutely driving them insane. When are they going to wake up? When is this woke mind virus going to finally be put down? We need a vaccine against the woke mind virus. I think the only cure is truth. But it seems to agitate some of those viruses. Oh.
And we've done a great job in turning off wars. We stopped 8 wars.
This is 20 minutes long.
Wars.
We're probably not going to watch the whole thing.
We have 1 to go, as you probably know, and that'll get stopped also. But we've done a great job, so it's really, I was honored that they said that. And I just want to thank everybody for being here, and a very special thanks to Vice President J.D. Vance, who's doing a terrific job. J.D., thank you very much. As well as the Senate leadership team that has been working very hard, working really, I will tell you, nobody's working any harder representing the American people, including Senator John Thune. John, thank you. Great job.
All right, get through this. The thanks.
Of a disastrous Democrat-created government shutdown, and it is Democrat-created, but I don't think they're getting really the blame that they should. That's now officially the longest shutdown in American history. The Democrat radicals in the Senate have shown zero interest in reopening the government, and I don't think they'll act so soon. A lot of people disagree. I've been saying for the last 30 days, we've had 4 or 5 different points. Yes, sir, they're going to get it right now. We should have it done in a day. I've heard that about 4 times. I heard it after Kings. You know, they said I was a king. And I heard it after Kings. I heard it after a couple of other moments in time. And I said, no, I don't believe so. And now I heard it's after the election. I don't believe so. I think they will. I think they're kamikaze pilots. I just got back from Japan. I talked about the kamikaze pilots. I think these guys are kamikaze. They'll take down the country if they have to. So
yeah.
I don't think so. Millions of
They're
Americans
doing it now.
are going to be without SNAP benefits. And I will say about SNAP benefits, so when I was president, we had $7 billion worth, and now they have many times that, because these benefits were given to anybody that asked. And they're up to, I hear, just many times, 47 billion. So it wasn't the purpose of SNAP. It was for people that really had problems, down and out, people that really had problems.
You know, in the area where I live, they don't make SNAP benefits because when, you know, we went through some hardships, obviously everybody has gone through hardship. We went through some hardship and we had to, you know, get some SNAP benefits at some point in time. And in the area I live, you have to submit a report twice a week. You have to prove that you're looking for work, and they make you actually prove that you're looking for work. And then you have to go through work classes, and they have you pick an area of interest, and they'll help refine your skills. They help you build your resumes, but they really make you work for it in my area. So there are some places that do like unemployment and SNAP benefits well. But there are also places, obviously, that are probably majority blue areas that just give it away.
But during Biden, they gave it to anybody that wanted it. I think it's something you have to talk about because the numbers are incredible. But countless public servants are now not being paid, and the air traffic control system is under increasing strain. We must get the government back open soon, and really immediately. We have to get it up. We have the hottest economy we've ever had, and it's affecting the stock market now a little bit. But the stock market, as of Friday, has hit many record highs during the last 9 months, many. And it will again. This is just the beginning, because when these plants that are being built right now start opening up, we've never had anything like this. There's a boom. There's a construction boom right now, but that's going to be bigger than that. That's going to be an economic boom as soon as they open up, and it's going to be something special. We have car companies and all of them, and we can't be extorted to give $1.5 trillion to people that came into the country illegally, many from prisons,
Nope.
many drug dealers, a lot of people.
Didn't Mom Donnie say that he was going to open up all the prisons because he didn't believe in violent crimes or something like that? Was somebody messing? I didn't get a chance to actually read the article, but I'd seen something about Mom Donnie was floating the idea of opening up the prisons. Is somebody able to? Did anybody else read that or know anything about that?
Came in from mental institutions. They want to give a lot of money to the people that came in illegally. We have to get them out. We can't. No country can sustain that.
Yeah. Okay.
We should start tonight with the country's open. Congratulations. Then we should pass voter ID. We should pass no mail-in voting. We should pass all the things that we want to pass, make our elections secure and safe, because California is a disaster. Many of the states are disasters. But can you imagine when they vote almost unanimously against voter ID? All we want is voter ID. You go to a grocery store, you have to give ID. You go to a gas station, you're not going to get away with much. It was very, very professional and very good, the way it's supposed to be. But these people don't want that. They have legislation in California where it's illegal to ask somebody.
Yeah,
it wouldn't matter.
I'm skipping
They're
around
doing it
because
anyway.
he talks.
And, you know, I have a case where I have great U.S. attorneys that can't be approved because of the blue slips. The blue slips, I think you should terminate blue slips, too. It's a mental termination because it's really a custom. But if you have a Democrat senator or two is bad, but it doesn't make any difference. If you have one senator writes a negative letter on some great U.S. attorney, we had it in Manhattan, Southern District, Jay Clayton, one of the most respected lawyers in the whole country, by far, one of the most respected. and couldn't get approved. The courts approved him. The courts couldn't believe it. They did it like instantly. He went to the best schools, got the best marks, top of his class. Everything was perfect. I mean, he was led the perfect life. Went to Sullivan and Cromwell. Almost immediately became the head of Sullivan and Cromwell. You know, the most, he's like flawless. And the courts actually said, you're not approving Jay Clayton, right? Lindsay, you heard this. The courts actually interceded, and they approved him. But that's an unusual guy. We have, you know, nobody knows why they left, but it looks like they served 8 weeks and then they had to leave. But they're not going to get the approval because the Democrat, radical left lunatic senators are saying you can't, we're not going to approve you. And if we're not going to approve you, I had actually one Republican who got 2 great letters, but it's the right of the president to pick people to serve on the court and to serve as U.S. attorneys, which is very important. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing is the filibuster. We have to get the country going. We will pass legislation at levels you've never seen before, and it'll be impossible to beat us. By the way, if they do, they're going to do it anyway, and they are going to immediately do the filibuster. And when they do the filibuster, they're going to pack the court. They want at least five justices. Now I hear it's up to 5. I actually heard up to 7 and up to 9. Okay? Wow. They want new judges. They want to pack the court, and they will do it in the first day, maybe the week. Maybe they'll slow it down because there's no reason to rush. But they'll do it first week. They'll vote on this. And I have friends over there that are Democrats. I'm close to a lot of people. And I asked them about that because some people say, well, maybe they won't do that. I mean, they destroyed the career of Manchin and Sinema, and they got them out. They were the only objectors. So good, Mike Johnson. We did all in one bill. If we didn't, John, it would be a problem because, you know, we would have gotten. It's possible you're not going to do that. And I'm going to go by your wishes. You're very smart people. We're good friends. But I think it's a tremendous mistake, really. It would be a tragic mistake, actually. It's time. It's time. If I thought they weren't going to approve, I'd sort of be with you. I'd be fine. I'd be neutral to with you. But knowing that they're going to pass it as soon as they get any semblance of control, they'll pass it first thing, then it's like we have to do it first. And we have 2 years, and we'll end up with 2-3 years, and we'll have this country so perfect. We will have passed more legislation than any Congress and any group
That's what scares them.
Or a group of congressmen. And we will get it through. They'll send it to us. We'll send it to them. It'll be a beautiful machine.
That would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if the government actually worked?
And argue with these people all day long, and they're highly unrealistic. Highly unrealistic. Many of them are radical left. 4 billion people, without question. In fact, during the meeting, we were there. A couple of you were there, and some of you saw it. So he's here, and he's got about 6 people on each side, and every one of those people was standing like this. They were at attention. Mm-hmm. And I made a comment to one of them, and I got no response. I said, are you going to answer me? I got no response. And President Xi didn't let him have any. So if there's any question, I said, I want my cabinet to behave like that. That's the way. I'm demanding that I want them sitting up like that, Tim, just nice and straight. I never saw posture like that. I've never seen men so scared in their lives. They have the equivalent of a vice president. He was. I said, are you going to answer my question? And he's like, he doesn't move. I said, what's wrong with this guy? I will answer all questions. Why don't you behave like that? JD doesn't behave like that. JD buds into conversations. I want to have that for at least a couple of days, okay, JD? We'll keep you long term, but a couple of days.
If you were the dictator that they say you are, you'd make them do it.
You, and we'll talk a little bit. And I see they set me up with a podium. I thought I'd just be sitting, but it's probably easier. I want to thank you all very much. Thank you to the press, and you can go, and we'll speak to you later. Thank you.
I did listen to that whole thing this morning. That's why I was skipping around, just trying to get the kind of highlights. You know how he is. He can talk on. He's like me. We can waste a lot of time on saying nothing. So Fury went and looked it up. So Mamdani plans to close Rikers, not release all the prisoners. He does believe prisons are obsolete and wants a new plan for dealing with criminals, though. A new type of reform. Not sure what that entails. Well, on that, I agree. I don't think our prison system reforms anyone. I'm kind of excited after seeing Nick Sorter did a He did a interview on a prison in, I can't remember where it was. Definitely not Venezuela. I can't remember where it was, but he did an interview on a new way of rehabilitating criminals that looks really promising. Maybe that's what Mom Donnie is referring to. I have no idea. The government apparently is not on solid foundation. We have too many rhinos in Congress who refuse to do anything. Yep. Playing at work. Yeah, government works means mind control is working. True that. And it's only going to get worse. The whole mind control, man, the way people right now, people are controlled and triggered by text on Facebook, but with the incoming AI, and as it gets more and more realistic, can you imagine the things people are going to do with the videos that they generate that are just going to trigger people? Everything that they can imagine they're going to produce. Right now it's all cats and parrots talking and dogs saving owners from runaway vans, but man, once they start generating political videos that are painting people, they're gonna stoke the flame of hatred. Can you imagine? I was thinking about this today. Can you imagine if, somebody with Trump derangement syndrome, if somebody manages to generate videos that just stokes that flame, that causes somebody to riot or causes somebody to, God forbid, be violent and, hurt and kill people, all over a video that was generated by AI. Not even true. I mean, that's happening in a lot of ways right now. A lot of people, the Trump derangement syndrome, the Musk derangement syndrome, the things that people hate right now, a lot of it's baseless. And that's what the propaganda machine does. But the propaganda machine is getting an upgrade, unfortunately. All right, happy anniversary on this day, November 5th, 1 year ago. We had one of the greatest presidential victories in history. Such an honor to represent our country. Our economy is booming, and costs are coming way down. Affordability is our goal. Love to the American people, President Donald J. Trump. All right. Let's see. This is not from this morning.
It's time for Chuck Schumer and the radical Democrat Congress to stop playing games with the people's lives and to pass a clean funding bill that they've done 30 times before, and to reopen government immediately. Just reopen it.
Yeah, they're not even asking for anything new. They're just saying, let's continue with the funding we had before you decided to shut down the government. Yep. See, this is where I was wondering, was there an error if he kept posting the same video?
The radical left Democrats are causing millions of Americans who depend on food stamps to go without benefits. They're forcing federal workers to go without paychecks, and they're stranding thousands of travelers at the airports. And you understand it, and they understand it.
Yeah.
All because they want to return to the failed Biden policies.
Yep.
Yet as we speak, the Democrats in Congress are trying to put all of this progress at risk and drag us back to the Biden policies of soaring prices, crushing energy costs, massive spending, open borders. Let the world come into our country from prisons and from mental institutions. Let them pour in. And rampant inflation. That's what Biden gave us, all of those things. With the reckless Democrat shutdown, virtually every Democrat in Congress has voted to hold the American people hostage in an effort to extort hundreds of billions of dollars in new spending. They're demanding free health care for illegal aliens that just came into our country from prisons and from mental institutions, and drug dealers and drug addicts, and they want to give them $1.5 trillion in giveaways that would turbocharge rapid inflation again, as they did the first time. You remember that just a couple of years ago, 4 disastrous years we just had. They were the worst years.
Yeah. 4 disastrous years. Yep, for sure. So they had a protest. So Fury says they had a protest in D.C. today where there was a handmaid's army that showed up all dressed like women in Handmaid's Tale. It's not even close. I mean, my family watched Handmaid's Tale. What's happening in America right now isn't even close to Handmaid's Tale. I'd say maybe UK might be a little bit closer to where they're pulling people off the streets and putting them into slavery. It's not happening in America. From the Rare Foundation. When did you send that to me? I've been catching up on your emails. I am getting your emails, Fury. Let's see.
In 9 months, we've lifted over 600,000 Americans off of food stamps, which is a record. 1.9 million more American-born workers are employed today. Think of that. Almost 2 million American-born workers are employed today, more than when I took office. That's 9 months ago. Can you imagine that?
Awesome. Nice accomplishment.
And I tell Republicans, if you want to win elections, you got to talk about these facts. You know, it's really easy to win elections when you talk about the facts. And we have
really easy. He says it's really easy to win elections when you talk about the facts. I don't know if I'd call his elections easy. That was a monumental spiritual movement requiring the support of the entire world and then some. I'm pretty sure there's some aliens somewhere that were supporting his election to get him elected. That was no small feat. Today, no, I haven't seen it yet. About the false Jesus the Islamists are pushing. Interesting. If you haven't seen the video, Yasplain, who's in the chat today, just put out a video about the fake Jesus, about trying the spirits. It's a good video. You should go watch it. But no, I haven't read that article. I'll go read it. I might start doing, I was inspired by your video, Gregory, about I thought it might be fun to do a segment called Trying the Spirits. I'll see if I can make it work. I got to put together some videos and see if there's enough content and if we can make it entertaining enough. But I thought it would be fun to go through and take the rules from 1st and 2nd John on how you test the spirits and see if we can't apply them to what people are saying and see if we can, do you pass or fail? That'd be kind of fun. Did we listen? I think did we listen to this one?
I'm pleased to report that today the United States has the strongest economy, the strongest borders, the strongest military, the strongest friendships, and the strongest spirit of any nation anywhere. We have the greatest economy right now. A lot of people don't see that. But if you look at what's happening with all the factories, AI, auto plants all over the country being built, that if you would have thought about that 2 or 3 years ago, you would have said it was the opposite. They were all leaving. Now they're all coming in. They're all coming back and then some. And I think that we can honestly say, and I think you're going to see it even more so over the next 12 months, that this is the golden age of America. This is the golden age.
Yep, agreed. It's definitely a period of transition, that's for sure. I know I have friends who their businesses depend on China. They're not very happy right now. But I'm curious to see what comes about his recent meeting with President Xi. It'll be interesting to see how it affects my friends. But at the same time, they're also profiting off of. They may not be profiting off of they might be profiting off slave labor. You know what I mean? It's just it's cheap for a reason, and I think we've gotten so used to having quick access to things that are just dirt cheap, and it makes me wonder how they were made. You know what I mean? So maybe the shakeup needs to happen. So I get people feeling the pain when easy money stops in their mind. And I understand what Donald Trump is trying to do with the tariffs. The goal is to bring manufacturing, bring business back to America. Because we've been shipping it all around the world where it's just cheaper to do stuff elsewhere when it should be cheaper to be here and support ourselves.
We're gathered today on the 1-year anniversary of the single most consequential election victory. They say, this is them, this isn't me. I'm a very modest person. I would never say this. The single most consequential election victory in American history. It's possible. I mean, it's possible. We've done a lot. On November 5th, 2024, the American people reclaimed our government. We restored our sovereignty. We lost a little bit of sovereignty last night in New York, but we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. We rescued our economy, regained our liberty, and together we saved our country.
Yep. Let's hope we can keep it. I don't know if we're going to listen to this whole one. It's 2.5 minutes long.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 45th and the 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and... So is this just the intro? Yeah, you know what? They get me. You're not going to get me today, Trump. I keep getting copyright notifications from YouTube for playing the videos, the music in his videos. I don't think I played enough for it to happen, but yeah, like YMCA and I'm proud to be an American. If I played those, YouTube would be like, partially demonetized. Not that I monetize these videos, but if I ever wanted to. What happened to Charlie Kirk has affected the Republican Party. Yeah, for sure. Yes, indeed. America Business Forum.
To give you. You like real estate, right?
I do.
Yeah. This is a key that opens some really nice presidential library real estate.
Wow. Yeah, there's definitely some shakeup going on in the Republican Party right now, that's for sure.
The United States of America has more nuclear weapons than any other country. This was accomplished including a complete update and renovation of existing weapons during my first term in office, where I rebuilt the military. Because of the tremendous destructive power, I hated to do it having to do with nuclear weapons, but I really had no choice. Russia is second in line, and China is a distant third, but will be even within 5 years. Because of other countries' testing programs, I've instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis. That process will begin immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
I love it.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen.
You know, I was talking to people today on Facebook, and it blows my mind that they say that he is persecuting Christians. They're so completely fooled and blinded. I just don't understand it. I don't understand how people can be so blind. I mean, I understand how they get there with the propaganda. You know, if you're limited on your news sources and you surround yourself with people who are low information people, I can understand how it happens, but it's just so sad because you see him fighting for everybody around the world. I mean, he's brought resolution to conflicts that have gone on for, you know, many, many, many years. He's a president of peace. It's not like the only people he's shooting are narco terrorists in boats full of drugs that they can't catch, or that when they catch them and release them, they just see them again on the water time and time again. I mean, you got to send a message at some point in time. But it's nice that he means business. But the fact that people say, make these false claims that he's persecuting Christians, they're so deceived. It blows my mind, and it's so sad. So sad. I am so happy to see that he's doing something about Nigeria.
Hello to everyone at the Republican Jewish Coalition, and congratulations on 40 amazing years. I want to thank your national chairman, former Senator Norm Coleman, along with your CEO, Matt Brooks, and my friend Miriam Adelson, and so many other incredible supporters, distinguished guests out in beautiful Las Vegas. 4 days from now, we will celebrate the one-year anniversary of the most important election victory in the history of our country. With the help of many of you, we won all 7 swing states by millions of votes. We won the Electoral College 312 to 226. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in decades, and we won 86% of the counties in America, 2,700 to 525. And very importantly, the RJC helped ensure that we won the highest percentage of Jewish vote of any Republican since 1988. I can't imagine we didn't do better than that after all I've done for the Jewish vote. I must be honest with you, but that's okay. 1988's not that bad.
It's not wrong.
1 year ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world by far. Wages for workers have risen at the fastest rate in 60 years, and more than $18 trillion are pouring into the United States from all over the world. We have fully secured our southern border, and we have ended 8 wars in 9 months. That's pretty good. 8 wars in 9 months. We have 1 to go, as you know, Russia, Ukraine. That includes the historic peace deal that ended the war in Gaza. After 2 harrowing years of darkness, our 20 courageous hostages were returned to the loving embrace of their families. And you have to remember, we also got many of the other hostages out long before that. Many, many hostages were gotten out by us. Israel has never had a better friend than President Donald J. Trump. In my first term, I terminated the disastrous Iran nuclear deal. With Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we totally obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity. And we didn't even get them by surprise. They expected it, and they got obliterated. After years of broken promises by many other American presidents, I kept my promise, officially recognized the capital of Israel, and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. Who would have done that? Nobody even thought I was going to think about it. Nobody else thought about it for 70 years, but I did it. I withdrew the United States from the anti-American, anti-Israel UN Human Rights Council and terminated funding for the extremely corrupt United Nations Relief and Works Agency, a totally corrupt operation. We're also defending our Jewish citizens here in America. Just as I promised, we're deporting the foreign jihadist sympathizers and Hamas supporters from our country, and it's happening very quickly. Upon taking office, I signed a historic executive order directing every department and agency in the federal government to do everything in their power to end the scourge of anti-Semitism in America.
Yep.
My administration has filed historic civil rights lawsuits and cut off funding to colleges and universities that refuse to defend their Jewish students from vile acts of anti-Semitism. And we have secured some of the largest discrimination settlements in modern times. There's been nothing like it. In just 9 months, we have done more to protect Jewish Americans than any administration in history by far, and we're just getting started. We are going to continue to help. Together, we will make America stronger, safer, richer, prouder, and greater than ever before. I want to thank you once again to everyone at the Republican Jewish Coalition. God bless America. I'm with you all the way.
And that is why they say he is the greatest friend to the Jewish nation, to Israel. It's so cool.
I just got back from an incredibly successful trip to Asia, and we brought home hundreds of billions of dollars for the United States of America. We signed brand new, extremely good trade deals with Malaysia, Cambodia, Japan, and soon South Korea, and we signed a historic peace accord ending the war between Cambodia and Thailand. No president has ever brought more business into the United States than I have. It's not even close, and we're just getting started. It really was an amazing period of time. I met with President Xi of China. We worked things out. Great for both countries. We're each making a lot of money, and we're bringing a lot of peace. So thank you very much. This was a great week for America.
I'm just noticing his background there. It looks pretty nice. I like the dark wood with the flags. Maybe I'll do a version for my background with like a dark wood with the flags. Sorry. He's talking about his trip and bringing back millions, and I'm looking at the background. Are we done? Let's see. Breitbart. Trump celebrates affordability 1 year after historic election. Groceries, gas, and rental prices are falling. Haven't really noticed them here yet. Waiting for that to happen.
It was my great honor to meet the new Prime Minister of Japan, the first in the history of Japan to be a woman. And she is a strong woman, she is a smart woman, and she has got an incredible future, and we're going to get along with her fantastically well. I really enjoyed the meeting. She is a fantastic person. Thank you very much.
I feel like he's given an update from his past 2 weeks, because this is stuff that has already happened.
My G2, as I call it, meeting with President Xi of China was a great one for both of our countries. This meeting will lead to everlasting peace and success. God bless both China and the USA.
Amen. What is this? Let's see. Christina Bob's new book, Defiant, Inside the Mar-a-Lago Raid and the Left's Ongoing Lawfare, is available now. It is my great honor to write the foreword. In this must-read expose, Christina brings the receipts for the deranged Jack Smith investigations and the illegal raid on Mar-a-Lago. The American people deserve to know the real story behind Biden's weaponization of the justice system against me. Yeah, we already know it, but probably worth a read. Let's see. Peter Navarro, who is doing an incredible job as senior counselor for trade and manufacturing, has written a powerful new book, I Went to Prison So You Don't Have to. A love and lawfare story in Trump land. Like so many great American patriots, Peter experienced the vicious weaponization of the justice system, but never gave up, never backed down, and never wavered from what he knew to be true. The 2020 presidential election was rigged and stolen. Man, I've got he's slinging so many books. I've got some books to catch up on. And then they prayed. Moments in American history impacted by prayer. Ooh, that one sounds just particularly interesting to me. Congressman Barry Loudermilk of the great state of Georgia has written an inspiring book, And Then They Prayed. You know, I keep hearing that he is an avid reader. I honestly wonder if he hasn't actually read these books. And Then They Prayed, Moments in American History Impacted by Prayer. Barry understands where our inalienable rights come from and the sacred duty we have to protect these cherished freedoms. Love of God and country is a compelling force that can change the course of history and help us make America great again. Huh. I might actually get that one sooner rather than later. This is a book club of them. This is his books he's going to read this month. The Day My Brother Was Murdered. My Journey Through America's Violent Crime Crisis by Gianno Caldwell. I recently met with great American patriot Gianno Caldwell. He has written a powerful book, The Day My Brother Was Murdered. My Journey Through America's Violent Crime Crisis. Gianno unfortunately understands the true horror of the crime epidemic ravaging our once great cities, especially Chicago. Oh my God, you could say that again. If you've seen any coverage of Portland and Chicago, it's insanity. I still monitor it behind the scenes. I haven't done anything on it in a while, but it is insane what's going on there. Where his incredible brother was heinously murdered. Gianno, your brother is looking down on you and very proud of the work you are doing to save lives. We will make America safe again. Order your copy today. Hey. So many books. Former FBI Special Agent Nicole Parker has written a powerful new book, The Two FBIs, The Bravery and Betrayal I Saw in My Time at the Bureau. Nicole is a strong voice for eliminating the scourge of weaponization that has plagued our system of justice for too long. She understands that fidelity, bravery, and integrity is more than a motto. It is a call to action for true American patriots like Nicole who are committed to liberty and justice for all. Pre-order your copy of this book. All right. Walmart just announced that prices for a Thanksgiving dinner is down 25% since under sleepy/crooked Joe Biden in 2024. Affordability is a Republican stronghold. Hopefully, Republicans will use this irrefutable fact. That's pretty awesome. All right.
If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
That legitimately gave me goosebumps. I love it. He ain't messing around. Wow. Yeah, Obamacare is a total disaster.
As I've said for years, Obamacare is a total disaster waiting to happen. Rates are going through the roof for the really bad health.
Yep.
Majority Leader John Thune and Speaker of the House Mike Johnson are doing a great job. But the Democrats are crazed lunatics that have lost all sense of wisdom and reality. It's a sick form of the now legendary Trump derangement syndrome, TDS, that only comes from losing too much. They want trillions of dollars to be taken from the healthcare system.
I think we've already listened to that one. 1 year since elected, November 5th, 2024. All right, what's this one?
Remember, Republicans, regardless of the Schumer shutdown, the Democrats will terminate the filibuster the first chance they get. They will pack the Supreme Court of the United States, pick up 2 states, that's a lot of states, and add at least 8 electoral votes. Their 2 objectors are gone. Remember, Sinema and Manchin, they're gone. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid, Republicans. Fight, fight, fight. Win, win, win. We will immediately end the extortionist shutdown, get all of our agenda passed, and make life so good for Americans that these deranged Democrat politicians will never again have the chance to destroy America. They tried to destroy your country. Republicans, you will rue the day that you didn't terminate the filibuster. Be tough, be smart, and win. This is much bigger than the shutdown. This is the survival of our country. Terminate the filibuster, and let's live the great life that this country is capable of living.
Yeah, and judges keep trying to block him from, helping with crime and violence. It would not surprise me if we don't see him implementing the Insurrection Act. So he's an unstoppable force. He's going to find a way around it. I think it would be incredibly helpful if they would end the filibuster so that we can continue to pass legislation. Happy anniversary. On this day, November 5th, 1 year ago, we had one of the greatest presidential victories in history. I think we already read this. Did we go backwards? Such an honor to represent our country. Our economy is Our economy is booming, and costs are coming way down. Affordability is our goal. Loved the American people. President Donald J. Trump.
If you're up late with us on the West Coast, Donald Trump is on the verge of returning to the White House at this hour.
What you are seeing is Donald Trump on the precipice of the greatest comeback in American political history. We've never seen anything like this.
Here he is, risen from the ashes yet again. The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
What do you hope to accomplish in the next 3 years?
Look, we have the greatest 9 months in the history of the presidency, so if I can keep that going, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, to answer your question, Elizabeth, they've been fighting him at every turn. You know, he's been doing as much as he possibly can. During his first term, there were a lot of snakes that were, you know, hiding and biting the entire time. It was very hard for him to get things accomplished. Thankfully, this time around, he learned from all the deception and rhinos the first time and has a much better team. But he still has to work within the law, and he still has to work at the pace of government, which is incredibly slow. He is pushing so hard. I mean, he's pushing the system harder than any president has ever pushed the system. I mean, he is signing executive orders almost daily. He is pushing the House and Congress and Senate as hard as he possibly can. I mean, listen to him constantly, repeatedly saying we need to end the filibuster. I mean, I would say he's doing everything that he feasibly can do in order to fix things and make things better. That was one of the reasons why they did the big, beautiful bill, is because they learned from the first time, rather than doing it in sections, which is what they wanted to do, they try and do it in small sections so they can pack in a whole bunch of stuff that undoes things. And they learned that we're not going to let that happen. We need to get everything that we conceivably need in that big, beautiful bill, even if there's some stuff in there that people disagree with, so that we have resources so that they can't play games. So he's learned a lot. And if you've listened to Elon Musk talk about Washington, Elon has outright said it's unfixable. He went in optimistic when he first started with Doge, and was very optimistic that they could fix the government. And he's outright said that it's unfixable. At best we can hope is making small progress. So I think this is indicative of the beast is so overgrown and so horrendous that really the whole system just needs to be destroyed. And I think that's going to happen when Christ comes back. I legitimately think that's the only thing that can fix this beast. Which this one's going to fall. There's going to be another one that rises from the dust of the grounds. It's going to fight tooth and nail, and then it's going to be destroyed, and then we'll finally have a godly government. But we're in this weird transitional period right now to where it's just like, it's hard to fault him for what he's doing, because you can see, and this is one of the advantages of covering his posts every single night, he is working. The dude is 80 years old. He gets up at 5:30 in the morning and goes to bed at midnight, and he is working nonstop during that time. He works way more than I do. Put me to shame. All right, what's this?
You know, 3 days ago, we officially defeated the worst president in the history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. He quit because he was losing so badly in the polls. He was down in every single poll. But really, what happened was the leaders of the Democrat Party, in a very undemocratic move, the bosses, they said, either you get out or we're going to throw you out using the 25th Amendment. That's what happened, you know that. So now we have a new victim to defeat, Kamala Harris, the most incompetent and far-left vice president in American history. But this November, the American people are going to tell her, no thanks, Kamala. You've done a terrible job. You've been terrible at everything you've done. You're ultra-liberal, and we don't want you here. We don't want you anywhere.
He's not wrong.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Memories. It is the 1 year anniversary. Kamala, you're fired. Gotta love the fire. Fire. Interesting. I just got that. Get it? Two witnesses, fire from their mouth. He's known for saying fire. You're fired. Oh my gosh, you can't make this stuff up.
Donald was the young man who was going to conquer Manhattan.
He takes chances that would make a less daring man shudder.
To think about the arc of where he's been, it's like some sort of mythical story or something.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me. Donald Trump seems to always get stronger when challenged.
My God, that guy's got resilience.
Those who deal with you underestimate you and live to regret it. It's always good to be underestimated. It is not about politics. It's about our love for this great country, America, and we're not going to let it fail. I will fight like no one has ever fought before.
Trump is the bodyguard of Western civilization.
You want to talk about a fighter, a walk through fire? He's an absolute savage.
He knows that this is much bigger than him. This is about the American people. They have no idea what they have unleashed. He was ready to go face the cameras and come out swinging.
What will future Americans say we did in our brief time here on Earth? It will be defined by your vision, your perseverance, and your grit. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will ever stop us. We are Americans. Ambition is our heritage. Greatness is our birthright. And the future belongs to us.
He just went crazy with the videos today.
This week, we're celebrating the one-year anniversary of the most important election victory in the history of our country. We won all 7 swing states by millions and millions of votes. We won the Electoral College 312 to 226. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in decades. And we won 86% of the counties in America, 2,700 to 525. Think of that, 2,700 to 525. All 50 states shifted toward the Republican Party, the first time that's ever happened. Think of that. All of the states, every single state, shifted toward the Republican Party the first time ever. And just think of what our country would be like right now if the election had gone the other way. Another 20 million illegal aliens would have poured across our border over the past year. It would have been a disaster. Your energy prices would be through the roof. Inflation would be at 9, 10, 12, 15, 20%. Who knows? They had no idea what they were doing. Your taxes would be going up massively. Terrorists would be flooding our country, and millions of children would be getting indoctrinated with transgender insanity. 8 wars would still be raging. I ended 8 wars. Think of that. Ended 8 wars. And a band of thugs and lunatics would be running our country. Thankfully, we won, and we're making America great again, greater than ever before.
Yep, all true. Can confirm.
My fellow Americans, our movement is far from over. In fact, our fight has only just begun. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So with American pride swelling in our hearts and American courage stirring in our souls, I say these words to you tonight. We will make America great again.
Makes me laugh. I gotta giggle when I see his trolls. He's not Hitler. Hitler would kill people who made fun of him. You know, Hitler would kill somebody for not clapping long enough. You know what I mean? It's just like he's not this monster they say he is. He's way funnier.
Over the past 9 months, we've created 1.9 million jobs for American-born citizens. Gasoline prices are the lowest in decades. Energy costs are down. Grocery prices are down. Mortgage rates are down, saving the typical family thousands of dollars a year. Joe Biden created the worst inflation in history, but since I took office, core inflation is really low. We brought it way down. We're working every day to make America affordable again and to make America greater than ever before. Thank you very much.
Cool.
It's really hard to believe, but just think of it. 1 year ago, we were still in the middle of a presidential campaign. Can you believe that? It seems like 10 years have passed since that time. since we've done so much. We have really done a lot. It's frankly a very different world. America is back, and America is respected perhaps like never before. Our economy is roaring, our border is secure, and our country is poised for greatness. We are doing better than anyone ever thought possible, and no president has ever come even close to doing what we've done in 9 months. Thank you very much.
He's not wrong. He is very right. All right, what is this?
Donald was the young man who was going to conquer Manhattan.
He takes chances that would make a less daring man shudder.
To think about the arc of where he's been in, it's like some sort of mythical story or something.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me.
Donald Trump seems to always get stronger when challenged.
Yeah, we already watched that one. It was so good he posted it twice. What about this one? This one's 51 seconds.
My fellow Americans, our movement is far from over. In fact, our fight has only just begun. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. So with American pride swelling in our hearts and American courage stirring in our souls, I say these words to you tonight. We will make America great again.
I get the sense that we're looking at did it go backwards? I know we already watched something. Oh, well, there we are. We're at the top. Apparently, he needed to repost a couple of those. All right, let's get right into Elon Musk. Let's jump right into this. All right. Elon didn't post nearly as much as Donald Trump did. Let's see. Western civilization is doomed unless the core weakness of suicidal empathy is recognized and actions are taken that are hard, but necessary for survival. So, and this is in response to Gad Saad. A civilization is built on a set of internalized values. Numerous civilizations have developed radically different visions of how to organize societies, and these have competed in process akin to Darwinian selection in establishing which civilizational ethos permits for maximal flourishing. American exceptionalism is one such system, and it has yielded the greatest society that the world has ever known. Suicidal empathy is going to destroy it because Western tolerance is its fatal Achilles tendon. Remember my words. Yeah. Reminds me of Daniel that talks about a beast that's different from all the others. America is definitely a different beast. Western civilization is doomed unless the core weakness of suicidal empathy is recognized and actions are taken that are hard, but necessary for survival. Yep. Empathy is good. Empathy that allows for destruction is suicidal. We must learn to know and articulate the difference. Agreed. Cultures are neither equal nor indistinguishable. Cultural relativism, a parasitic idea, coupled with suicidal empathy, eradicates this obvious reality. It is a form of lobotomy that immobilizes people from stating that they do not wish to host people who hail from cultures that are antithetical to their foundational values. This simple reality is destroying the West. And I'd add that is the Islamic culture, the one that wants to kill everyone who's not Islamic, takes advantage of that. Elon, bullseye. All right, what is this?
Different chip programs, one dojo and one dojo on the training side, and then what we call, AI for it's just our inference chip. The AI Force is currently shipping in all vehicles.
All right, so this is about AI.
And we're finalizing the design of AI 5, which will be an immense jump from AI 4. By some metrics, the improvement in AI 5 will be 40 times better than AI 4.
Wow.
So 40%, 40 times.
Wow.
And this is because we work so closely at a very fine-grained level on the AI software and the AI hardware. So we know exactly where the limiting factors are. And so effectively the AI hardware and software teams are co-designing the chip. Compared to the worst limitation on AI4, which is running the softmax operation,
Yeah.
we currently have to run softmax in around 40 steps in emulation mode, whereas that'll just be done in a few steps natively in AI5. AI5 chip will also be easily handle mixed precision models, so you don't have it'll dynamically handle mixed precision. There's a bunch of sort of technical stuff that AI5 will do a lot better. In terms of nominal sort of raw compute, it's 8 times more compute, about 9 times more memory, roughly 5 times more memory bandwidth. But because we're addressing some core limitations in AI4,
covering Elon's post is such a roller coaster, because in one post he'll be talking about gang rape and death, and the next thing he's talking about is microchips in his cars. I imagine that when you run so many companies that you're constantly all over the place. This is really interesting because they continue to advance the artificial intelligence in their self-driving vehicles. Even with the technology that they have in them now, they are almost there to where the cars will be able to drive without people in the front seat. They're already testing it. So by almost they're there, it's really about getting through the regulatory hurdles and making it available to the broader fleet. So what he's saying is the computing power that's coming next is going to be significantly better. So the good news is that if we are here for the foreseeable future, driving vehicles is going to get significantly safer. That's exciting, gotta say. If you feel like you're bad at your job and it's making you depressed, just consider that as the investigation of recent heist revealed, the password to access the Louvre's video surveillance system was Louvre. The Louvre heist, involving a password as basic as Louvre, highlights a shocking security lapse, with recent investigations revealing the museum's surveillance system relied on outdated technology, possibly Windows XP, a platform unsupported since 2014, and known vulnerabilities exploited in 68% of cyber attacks per 2022 Microsoft Security Intelligence. Wow. Yeah, that is pretty bad. Breaking, SpaceX has announced that Starlink has now over 8 million customers, up from 7 million in August and 6 million in June. Wow, that is a massive growth. Starlink added a record 14,250 new customers on average per day. Yikes. Well, I guess when you're bringing internet to places that never had internet before, it's going to grow fast. Living in let's see, what is this? Breaking space. Okay, so this is in response to that. Living in a rural area, Starlink is an absolute game changer. Greg could speak to this. Greg, you use Starlink, don't you? I believe you do. If you don't, you should. Don't have to worry about not having LTE connectivity. Can still make calls, send text, etc. Other services are connected to the power lines if the power goes out, unlike other providers. Yeah. When feelings kill common sense, being nice isn't bad until it breaks your country. Some people care so much about everyone's feelings they forget about facts, safety, and their own neighbors. This is called suicidal empathy, basically being so compassionate it turns self-destructive. Sounds wild, but it is real. Gad Saad says we're overloaded with emotion, treating every stranger like family, even criminals or enemies, because it feels good. But feelings aren't policies, and this kind of kindness is backfiring hard. Take U.S. borders in 2023, a record 2.5 million illegal crossings swamped the system. It's just not overcrowding. Over 15,000 non-citizens were arrested for serious crimes in 1 year. Fentanyl smuggling also up, and guess what? Those costs hit taxpayers $150 billion a year, enough to help veterans or disaster victims. Be sure, let's keep pretending open borders are just nice. But sure, let's keep pretending that open borders are nice. Then there's the defund the police mess meant to help communities. It led to fewer arrests and way more murders, a 70% jump in Minneapolis alone. The people hurt most, the same communities it claimed to protect. Bonus chaos in the UK, people got arrested for tweets, still happening today. That's where feelings over facts leads. DEI programs started with good intentions. Now they're breaking schools and jobs. A Forbes study said they mostly help rich elites, not everyday people. Harvard's diversity policies even lowered team performance by 12%. In companies, DEI training actually made bias worse. Can confirm. All because we're scared to say, let's hire the best person. It gets worse. All this empathy for everyone has made people stop trusting each other, down 20% since 2000. This isn't about being heartless. It's about using your brain with your heart. It's called reasoned empathy, where compassion meets common sense. Help people, yes, but stop lighting your own house on fire to keep others warm. It's a good way of putting it. Love your neighbor as yourself. You got to love yourself. You don't want to burn yourself. You don't want to burn yourself to help your neighbor. Let's see. I've been through my last 6 months of Grok history. I can't find a single day where I didn't use it. Can confirm. I do the same thing. I use it almost every single day. And there we go. That's all we have to say from Elon Musk. Alrighty, everyone. We're going to make this a short day. Thank you so much for joining me. Things are pretty good. I'm very excited with where we are. Whether we're on the timeline of end time events or whether we're just business as usual, the future looks good. You know, it feels like all the problems that have escalated due to people trusting their feelings rather than reality. It's been exposed and it's being taken care of. There's a lot of sunlight being shown on evil right now, and I like it. I hope you like it too. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been your daily Torment Report. We'll see you again tomorrow. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. God bless you guys. Shalom.